Right guys, it's another sunny day, so we're back in the Mondeo. Welcome back to the channel. Right guys, so welcome back. Since I saw you last, or since you saw me last, I have done a couple of things, made a start on the next steps. So I've put the turbo back in loosely. I've also put the drain on, and what I'm doing at the moment, as you can see here, we've got some wires, some piping. Basically what I'm going to try and do is lay out the water piping and do some of the AN fittings and do all the stuff. So right now this is going to be the water feed going into, you can't really see, but it's going into a dual, let's see if I can zoom in on that thing, a little extender with the dual banjo port. So one is going to feed the turbo and one is going to feed the wastegate. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just putting it where this will sit nicely. The drain will go nicely down in between the water neck, and all the water pipes will run nicely. And then I'm going to start chopping, and I'm going to start doing some AN lines today, because basically I'm on a deadline. It has been pushed back a bit. The Fab guy had a bit of an issue, but I'm on a deadline to basically get this to a position where things are in the right place. He can go ahead and do the down pipe and the rest of the exhaust and the intercooler piping, but I need to, as I say, I need to get it to a place where I can actually get it to him on my trailer. So I need to get the drive shaft in, so that means I need to do the oil feed and I need to do the oil drain at the very least. The water stuff I could possibly leave, but I've got most of the stuff here now, so I might as well just like make a start on it all at once, and then once that's done I can do the rest of the heat shielding too, on the engine side at least. So I might get the wastegate back on, just basically putting stuff together. We'll see what I can video. It's always a pain getting underneath the car and getting around here and getting you guys in to see what I'm actually doing, but let's see what I can do. Right, so first things first, I'm sorting out the feed line. So basically this is just how I'm going to do it. I'm going to run it around here as far away from any of the hot stuff as possible. So I'm going to, especially the feed, so I'm going to run that around, and then you can see my little 2-port banjo. So I'm just put it there basically, and I've marked it. Now I'm going to whip this out, chop it there, and then put a straight end on it, and then screw that in. All loose, of course. I'm not going to tighten anything up because it's all going to come back off. But yeah, lots of that basically right now. Alright guys, so it's a couple of days later. The weather got incredibly terrible, nice and cold. Had a bit of thought about it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this water pipe, get that one in, and then I'm just going to crack on with the oil stuff so I can get the drive shaft in and basically get it to a stage where I can roll it to the fabricator if I need to at a drop of a hat, sort of thing. So what we're going to do is, I've got my pipe here, wrapped a bit of tape around it. I like to do that so it doesn't fray the edges, and I've marked it where I'm going to cut. I like to do the cutting with a cutting disc. I found that's the easiest way to get through. I think there's a special tool you can actually get for that, but yeah, so we're going to get that chopped, get the end on, get it in, and then roll up under the car. So yeah, let's crack on with this. Okay, so there you go. Obviously I've only got one AN spanner, so it does rub the side a bit, but nothing a bit of a marker won't fix. but you won't see it anyway. So let's get in the car. Right guys, so I don't know if you can see much of what's going on here, but basically I've just got you in here to witness me threading this where it needs to go. So we'll lightly screw it on, and then do it under all of this, and then onto the port. If I can get my finger in there, it would be better. Okay, so that is it. Water pipe from there, it goes around. I'll put it as far out as I can because I want it as far away from all the heat as possible, which is this and that. So it comes around and then goes, oh, you can't see down there, goes into the head on that little banjo. So obviously what I'm going to do, I'm going to be running these pipes and then pulling them out and then heat wrapping them too. So they've got an extra layer of sort of protectiveness. But I think that'll be okay. I might actually run it under there, just so I've got a bit more space on these wires here. I might run it under and then push this up, and it'll give a bit more space down here. But that's yet to be seen. We can juggle that around. That's done. I need to get underneath and get the oil stuff done. That is much more important than this water stuff. I can do this actually once it's back from the fab shop. It'd probably be more logical to do it then, but there's going to be nothing this side. So what I can do is I can do the water stuff from the wastegate down the head, and I can also do the turbo water stuff. And then I can do the turbo oil drain stuff because it's going down by the water neck there, and everything else is going to be around here. So obviously the turbo drain stuff, it's got to go down and hug as close to the block as possible, to clear the prop shaft bracket, to clear the drive shaft bracket, the transfer case bracket, and the drive shaft itself. So it's got to come quite close, and then the same with the oil feed. It's got to come quite close, and that's PTFE. So I don't know how much bend we're actually going to get into it. So it's got to come into here. Hopefully we can get it out and then down and around and without too much of a bend. But I'm going to see what I can video. I'm going to eyeball it all for a few minutes, and then I'm going to bring you in here and we can have a look. Okay guys, so I've got some light on the situation here. What I decided to do, I'm going to take the long bit of AN10 with the end on it, I'm going to put it on the turbo, and I'm going to feed it down underneath the water neck and then round the back. So yeah, let me battle with this a little bit. I'm going to put you up over here so you can see my struggle. Yeah, and then that'll be the top part done. I'm going to have to go underneath. Right, so that was a bit of a mission to get the thread in there, but as we can see here, the drain comes out and it goes along. Now what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you can see that there, there's quite a bend in it, so I mean, it needs to be as straight a run as possible. So I'm going to just eyeball it a little bit. I might have to go around the other side of the pipe, but I'll bring you in and show you what I'm up to. Okay, so I've slightly had to change things, purely because I don't want any kinks or anything in that line, and I want it to always be aiming down, so I don't want any problems with draining. So what I've done, as you can see, instead of going through the water net there, I've now gone around, and you can see I've just put a little Velcro thing to hold it on there, so it basically hugs the top of the water neck and then drops down. Obviously I've had to mess about a bunch, because it had to clear the prop bracket and go straight down into the sump. So I've marked it, got it there. I'm going to pull it out now and we're going to chop it and make it. Right guys, so just by chance I actually had a piece of AN10 that was already cut almost the right size, I'm just got it had a bit of a frayed edge, so I'm going to have to chop that, and then that should be good to go. I mean, usually I wouldn't care, I would just chop that big piece. The only reason is that big piece that I have there might come in handy when I redo the catch cam, because that's all AN10. So let's get this done, get the ends on this one, get in the car. Right guys, so there it is. Not the prettiest of things, did get a bit grinded up, purely because I don't have 2 AN spanners. Now if you guys are going to do this, I would recommend getting a double set of at least 2 AN spanners, you know, there's adjustable ones, or a set of normal ones. But yeah, did it in the end. Gonna get it in there, get it stuck in, and start running the little one. So let's get that in. Right, so next we're on to something that I've never worked with before. So the AN4 line for the turbo feed is high pressure stuff, so it's PTFE, as you can see there. Now that's all good and fine, but apparently the PTFE parts have a different connector, so they've got like an olive and stuff. So I've got to eyeball this a little bit, figure out what's going on, and then start making it. So what I've got to do with this line, I've got to come from the feed just a little bit, and then I'm going to have a pre-filter for the turbo, which is that, and I need to have that in the location that I can get to, and then feed the rest to the turbo. So first of all, I'm going to make a little short run, check how far I need it to go, and then try and figure out these things. So fun. Right, so I've just eyeballed these fittings, and it looks like, so there's the little olive, so it looks like basically what you do is you slip that inside of the plastic coating, and you put the rubbery, the outside on the outside of that, and then it compresses it. So an extra step should be easy enough to do. Right, so that's my little one measured up. As you can see, that goes from the oil feed, and that's where I'm going to chop it and put another one of those on and an olive on, and then the filter goes here, and that's just by the block, it's just above the transfer case really, and then I can do the long run all the way to the top of the turbo. So let's get that done. Okay, so that's the first piece of the puzzle done. That's going to go from this side, from the feed, to this little thing, which is, as you can see, the flow. That is an inline pre-filter. It's got little mesh inserts that go in there. So basically what I got to do now is go from there to the turbo. So I'm going to jump underneath, screw that on, and get my distance, and then start to measure up. Right, fun. Okay, time for another catch up, and basically that oil feed pump is now done. So it's got a restrictor into the turbo, and then a 120 going down. Let's see if we can even see that, going down right next to the drain. As you can see, the drain going down there. Drain goes under the radiator pipe. This one goes over because there's plenty of space there, and then it hugs the water pipe all the way down to where it needs to be by the turbo feed and stuff. So yeah, my only concern is, alright, so let's have a look here. So it runs very close to here. Now I have got a turbo blanket, and I've left enough slack for it to kind of be tied over there, so it'll be away from the turbo. So that should be okay. But right now, I'm just, as I say, I'm concerned about the other side of this stuff, because I need to put the drive shaft in, and I need to put the bracket on, I need to put everything on. So I think I'm going to start concentrating on that side of things now, because realistically, I could just leave this. This is this is pretty much where it's going to go for now. And the Fab guy's got his space to go up there and down there above the gear cables and stuff. And then once that's in, I can run my my water necks, you know, the water pump from the heater matrix water pumps. I can run those underneath. I can do all that stuff once the Fab's done. Just trying to think what else I can actually do while we're here. Basically, get the underneath done, and that's about it, really. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this week. We're getting really close here now. There's pretty much only little bits left to do. The big thing is I've got to get the drive shaft in, because my fabrication date is looming for the exhaust and for the boost piping. So yeah, it's just a bit of a mad scramble to get things together. There's not very much more that I can show you that's going to be entertaining until I at least get the boost pipes on and stuff. Then we can get to some fun things. But yeah, we're getting there. So once again, thanks for joining me. Thanks for clicking on the video. So leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, share it around, and I'll catch you in the next one.